Hi friends, welcome to IAS in College Connect YouTube channel. In this videos, we are going to discuss about CRUD operations on the array list. In previous videos, we discussed about basics concepts about what is array list or the difference method which is present on the array list. In this videos, we are going to discuss about CRUD operations on the array list, creations, and then read, update, and delete. Let's move to this implementation part. So here, what I'm going to do, first I'm going to create one packages. The package name is going to be ArrayList CRUD operation. CRUD. Okay. So inside this, what I'm going to do. Previously, we saw all those information by using the basic integer string based operations on the array list. In this videos, what we are going to do, we are going to create and POJO classes. In this videos, we are going to create POJO classes. So I'm just going to create one class, that is student register. So this class will contains four different types of variable. So here I'm going to create private and then int, which is going to be what? Register. So as I already told that we need to use the camel case. Register number, and then we are going to have the private string student name, and then private, and then double. I'm going to use one double data type. So which is going to be college fees, and then department. That's it. I'm going to create a constructor, getter, and setter for all this variable. Create a constructor. I'm going to click the generate. Now you see the constructor is get created. Now we are going to create getter and setter for all this variable. Choose all these four variables, click generate getter and setter. Then I am going to create one toString method. So source, click toStrings, and then click generate. Now you see in this POJO classes what we did. So we created four variables and we created the constructor with all arguments, and then we are getting created getter and setter, and then we created the toStrings. Now we are going to create one more class. So that is main class. From here only we are going to perform the adding operations and then retrieval operations on the array list. So first I'm going to create a main method, and then inside this class I'm just going to create one list. It is going to be type is student register. That is a POJO classes which we created already. Students register, and then here SRAL is an object of this new array list. Here I'm going to mention the type as same as student register. Done. Now I'm just going to import all these packages one by one. So here we imported this list as well as the array list. Now what we are going to do, first we are going to add the info, we are going to write the method which is going to add the data into the array list. So for that what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create one method. So public, so void add student. What's the class name? Which is add student. Here I'm going to pass the values is the type is going to be what? It is going to be student register. So I'm just going to have the local variable, that is AR. Here inside this, when we are going to call this method and we are going to pass the student register an object, we are going to add that value into the array list. So for accessing the array list, we are having the object of this array list, which is nothing but SRAL. Okay, SRAL dot add. Inside this, I'm just going to be pass the values. Okay, now we've done the add method. Now next one, we are going to perform the operation is retrieve the data by using the index number. Okay, so for that I'm just going to use public. So void get data by index value. Index. Oh, okay. So here we are going to pass the index of that particular array locations. I'm just going to use I. Inside this, if the user is going to be call this method and then is going to be passed I as an argument, that is index value, it is going to be written that particular data which is present on the particular array locations. Okay, so here you see I'm just going to, we are going to return it, right? Okay, so that it instead of using the void, I'm just going to use the student register as an object. Student register as a type which I want to return. Okay, so here I'm going to write the method that is return, and then what data it is going to be written? It is going to be written the values which is on the particular array locations. So I'm just going to use AOS or AL dot get. Inside this I'm just going to pass the index. So when you are going to call this method and we are going to pass the index values, it is going to be written the entire data which is present on the particular array locations. So now we are going to return that is a list of array, list of data. Okay, so that is entire data which is present on the array list. Okay, so here this array list is going to be hold the data is going to be about student register. Okay, so here I'm just going to use um, get all data, get all data. Now we don't want to pass any argument to this particular method. Why? Because so we are going to pass the entire data, so that just return the object. Return the object of the array list. S or A L. Small l. Okay. Now you see we done it. Okay. So now we are going to move to this other operation. Okay. So as of now, we perform the add operation, search operations, and then get all the information. Now we are going to perform this searching operations based on particular values, and searching operation based or deleting operations and update operation. These are the two operations we are going to be proceed. Before we are going to proceed, so I'm just going to explain how this array list is going to be get stored. Okay, so here you see the array list is going to be created like this. So this array list in this first locations, it is going to be hold the reference of what? Student register. Okay, so students register will contains what are the data? It contains students register. It contains the register number, name, and college fees department, right? Okay, so here you see it is going to be hold register number. So what value we are assigning to it, that is going to be assigned to this particular key and values. Okay, so then student name and then college fees and then department. Department. So likewise, it is going to create it for the all other remaining array list. Okay, so how many data you are going to add? Likewise, it is going to be created on the next itself. Okay, so here how many data is going to pass? That all the values is going to be stored on this particular array location. Is you here you see the index is 0 and this one is going to be 1. Here also we are having the same structure like this: student name and then college fees and department. But one thing you need to understand where we are using this array list means, okay, so here you see this is a UI, okay, so this is a logic, and then this is a database. So in the front end or in the Amazon, you are going to give the information you want to retrieve mobile. Okay, you are typing on the search box and click the search button. Okay, so once you click the search button, this data will be transferred to the logic. Here you see we written Java framework code like Spring Boot. Okay, so this is going to be receive the information and it is going to be searched on the database. Once the data is found on the database, it is going to be written the data. So we are going to store the data in collections. Okay, so JSON, in the JSON format. So then we want to retrieve all the data, right? Okay, so with the help of collections, we are going to use all the data and we are going to display it on the graphical user interface. We are going to get the first mobile, second mobile, third mobile. Likewise we are going to get, right? Okay, so with the help of collections we are going to retrieve all the information. It is one scenario. We are going to use this collections in different scenarios. When we want to perform the registry operation, we want to transfer all the data in single entity, then we are going to use the collections and there also. Okay, so hope you understand how the structures is get created, how where the collection is used. Okay, now you see, now we are going to move to this class. Okay, in the main class, okay, so it is going to be written list of array list. Okay, so here it is going to be written list of array list. So why it is throwing an error message? Okay, we need to save all. Okay, we need to get comma over here, return array list al, sorry, sral, huh? Okay, so done. Okay, so now you see we are going to, now we are going to perform all other operations. Okay, so what is the next operations we are going to perform means, so we are going to perform the searching operations based upon some key values. Here you see we are having in student register we are having college day, student's name, college fees, and then department and register number. Here I am going to search the data based upon um, register number. Okay, so for that what I'm going to do, I'm just going to write one particular method. Okay, so what this method is going to be do, okay, so here I'm going to write the logic public, it is going to be written one particular students. Okay, so students register, here I'm going to uh, pass some values, right? Okay, so get students by register number. Okay, so here I'm going to pass the register number in register number. Okay, so inside this I'm going to write the logics. Okay, so for that what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use a for loop. Inside this for loop I'm just going to access student register. Okay, so here I'm going to use stud regi, and then the values which I'm going to pass is sral, is holding the complete data, right? Okay, so here we are going to pass the entire data from SR, what our SRAL is holding, we are going to be pass each data to STUD or reg. Okay, so inside this, I'm just going to write the logic. If students is present, if the student is present, then we are going to print found. Okay, or else we are going to print as not found. Okay, so if mm, student regi. Okay, so here I'm just going to register number get register number if it is equals to the values which you are going to pass on as an argument. Okay, so if it is equal, then what we are going to do inside this, we are going to print the information is out. Inside this I'm just going to be print found students number. Okay, so found students number, which is going to be what, register number, or else I'm just going to be print. Okay, so or else I'm going to be print not found. Okay, so for that what we are going to do, so we are going to create one variable, so which is going to be what, boolean value. Okay, so in case if the value is present means it is going to be print true. Okay, so what I'm going to do inside this, I'm just going to create a boolean. Okay, so here I'm going to be found data, initially I'm going to set it as false. Okay, so here if the data is present over here, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to print the information. Here I'm going to change the values, that is found, that is found data. Found data, if the found data, if the data is present means, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to initially I'm just going to set it as true, and then I'm just going to use the break statement here. Okay, so in case if the data is not present means we need to give the informations to the user, right? Here I'm going to write this if not found data, I'm just going to be just print sys out searching data not found, searching data not found. Okay, so here I'm just going to be written just return void. No need to print it. Just we are printing it found, not found. Okay, no need to make it more complicated. Okay, so now the next one we are going to perform the operation is what? Update operation. Okay, so update operation. First I write the entire logic, then later I will be explain all this. So public. So here I'm going to write the method. So which is going to be void, and then method name is for update student record. Here I'm going to same as I'm going to receive one particular student's record, the entire student's record. Uh, Student register stud all. Okay, so here I'm just going to perform the update operation. Here what I'm going to do, I'm just going to write the for loop for, okay, so student register sr colon sra. Okay, so all the data is passing inside to this particular student register. Here I'm going to check with the name. Okay, so just I'm going to check with the name of the particular. Here we are going to pass, instead of passing the student register, I'm just going to update only the name. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to be pass the particular student's register. Okay, so int register, and then I'm just going to pass the name, string name. Okay, so here I'm going to check the condition. If the student register data is found, means I'm just going to uh, just update the name. Okay, sr dot get register number. I'm just going to pick a particular register number. If it is equal to the register number which I'm passing over here. Okay, so register number which I'm passing over here. If it is match. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to update the name of the particular students. Okay, so here what I'm going to do, I'm just going to update the particular students. Here sr dot inside this, I'm just going to use a set name. Okay, set name. Inside this, I'm just going to pass the values, and then I'm just going to, if it is present, same as here what I'm going to do. So we need to intimate to the user, right? Okay, so data is updated status. Initially, I'm just going to set it as false. If it is get found and then data is get updated, means what I'm going to do, I'm just going to change the value of this updated status to true. Okay. So then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to exit from this particular row. Okay, done. So here, finally, if there is a data updated status is going to be false itself, means what I will do, I'll just going to be printed fail to found the data. Okay, not updated status. Okay, so here what I'm going to do, I'm just going to be print the information says out. Okay, so data in this inside this double quotes, I'm just going to be print data not found, data not found. That's it. Okay, so what we are doing on this is, okay, so here we are going to pass the register number name of the particular students. Initially, we are going to set created one variables. Updated status is going to be false. The SRAL is holding the entire data. Each time is going to be part one particular student's record to the SR object. Here we are going to check that register number which the SR is holding, and then the register number which we are passing to this particular method is getting match or not. In case if it is getting match, okay, so then we are going to pass the name as an argument. Then we are going to change the name of that particular object. Okay, so then we are going to make it updated status as a true, and then we are going to print the information. We need to print the information, right? Updated successfully, successfully, right? Okay, so then if it is found, we are going to print updated successfully. Then we are going to use the break statement to exit from this for loop. Okay, so here you are going to check this not updated status. Initially, updated status is false. Once the data is found, it is going to be true. So if the data is not found, means the false statement, the updated status having the false value only. in front of this updated status, we are going to put the exclamatory symbol so that what false will be what automatically true. If it is true on here means, so we are going to print data not found. Okay, so this is the one how we are going to perform this update operations. Okay, so simple. Okay, so now you see we use the register number uh, to fetch the data which is present on the array list. Then we finish the updated operations. Okay, so now we are moving to this deletion operation. Okay, so in deletion operations, what I'm going to do, so I'm just going to write the method. So here I'm going to be passed one particular student register number for deleting this particular student's details. Okay, so here I'm going to write the void method. Here I'm going to write the method name as delete student record. So inside this, I'm just going to pass one student's record register number. Okay, so register number. Inside this, I'm going to use a for loop. Here I'm going to use a for loop. Inside this for loop, I'm just going to use the int I is equal to, initially I'm going to set it I value is 0 and then I is greater than, then array name, right? What is array name? It is going to be S or A L. Okay, dot length. Okay, oh, sorry, it's a size, right? Okay, so I think of it as array. Okay, so I saw dot size. Okay, so then I'm going to use I plus plus. Okay, so then inside this, I'm just going to be searching this particular register number in the array list. Okay, so for that, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use the if condition. If and s or a l dot get method. Okay, so I'm just going to be pass some I value as an argument. Okay, so here the array list is going to be stored it on index type only, right? Index, okay, so I'm just going to be get the particular index value location. In that index value location, I'm just going to be retrieve the particular register number. If the register number is matching with the register number which I'm passing over here, then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use a remove method. I'm just going to use the remove method to remove the entire objects, entire data which is there in the array list. Okay, so the al dot remove. Okay, so al dot remove s or a l dot remove method. Inside this, I'm just going to pass the index values. Okay, same as I'm just going to be write the boolean values. Here boolean, I'm just going to be set delete record, delete record. Initially, I'm just going to be set it as false. If the values is found means what? So what we are going to do? So we are going to set this value as true. Set this value as a true. And then we are going to print inside deletion done successfully. Deletion done successfully. Done. Okay, so in case if there is a error in this or no record is found means what we are going to do. So we are going to exit. Once we have found, we are need to exit, right? Okay, so for that I need to use the break statement. If there is no record is found means we are going to write the we need to inform to the user, right? So not delete record. Okay, so if not delete record, there is a no record is found means, so system dot no record found. I'm just going to be called no record found. Alright, done. Okay, so now you see what I did. Okay, so I created one array list. Array list object is what? SRAL. Then I'm going to write the public method. Okay, so that is public void add method. Okay, add students. Inside this, what values I am passing? I'm just going to pass the entire POJO object. Okay, so here when this particular line is going to be get executed, it is going to be created like this, like this. Okay, so it's going to be created like this. So now we are going to add the values into this array list, so that we are going to create a method add students and we are going to pass the object of this array list. And then what is the object of this array list? SRAL dot add. Inside this, we are going to be passed the POJO class object. Okay, so that is SR. So the new data is going to be get added. Now the next thing what we are going to do, we are going to retrieve this to record based of the index values. Okay, so that is the index values. Here you see 0, 1, 2. Likewise, we are going to retrieve the values. Okay, for that I'm just going to be pass the index and argument. Here we are going to use a return statement. SRAL is nothing but it is a array list object. Inside this, I'm just going to be pass the index value so that it is going to be written one particular index values. Okay, so it is going to be what type of student register, so that I'm going to use a student register as an return type on here. Then we are going to use the get all students. Okay, so in this get all students, what I'm going to do, so I'm going to use the get all data method. So this method is going to be what, it is going to be written list of students registered. Inside this method, what I written is sral. Okay, so sral, it is going to be written sral. Now the next one, I'm going to use the get students by register number. I'm just going to pass a student register as an argument, and then I'm going to check the data. Is it this particular register number is present on the array list or not? For that, what I did, I'm just going to create one boolean values. Inside this, I'm just going to be set one found data variable as a false. Then we are going to use a for loop. So inside this for loop, I'm just going to be pass sral. Okay, so that is entire array list, entire data we are passing. That is this entire data we are passing. So here we are going to, for each iteration, it is going to be pass one record. Okay, so here I'm just going to be pass one record to the student register. Inside this, we are going to get the particular student register if it is matching with this values which is holding. Okay, if it is found, it means, okay, so we are just going to be print the message form, and we are going to mention that data is found. Okay, so found here, you want to print means you can use this found student register. Okay, so or else you can print directly stud regi. Okay, so you can print the data. In case if they want to print the particular all the students data means, you can print that particular students register. If the data is not there means, what we are going to do, so here we are going to use the not found data. So if the data is found means, initially we are going to set it as true, and then we are using the break statement to exit from the loop. So if the data is not found, we are having the false statement here, right? The same data we are having over here. In front of this, we are going to put the not symbol so that it is going to be true. So here we are going to be mention that searching data not found. Okay, so then we are going to use the update statement. Same in the update statement, we are going to be passed two information. One is going to be register number, another one is going to be what? Name. Okay, so initially here going to set the variable for the update status variable is going to be what? False. Okay, so here the same thing, we are going to search on each record. Okay, so that SRAL. Okay, so SRAL means nothing but this is the object of this array list. Okay, so here we are going to pass each record if the given register number is matching with the values which we are having on here. Sr.get register. If it is found means, so we are going to be set the student's name of what we are passing as an argument, and then we are going to be set the updated status. Okay, so then we are going to be print that particular SR object. Okay, so in case if you want, you can print the SR object and then break exit from this particular group. Okay, so or else we are going to be print same as data not found. Now we are moving to this delete data. Okay, so in this delete data, what we are doing is the same thing what we did on the previous all this thing. So we are going to create an one variable, that is a boolean variable. The variable name is what? Delete record. Here we are going to assign the values as a false. So we are going to use a for loop. Okay, so inside this for loop, first we are going to fetch the size of the array list, that is sr.al, and then size. We are going to get the size of the array. Each iteration is going to be get inside, and then it is going to be pass the index value. We are going to pass the index value of this particular array list, so that only sr dot get I. Okay, so it is going to be pass the entire in the values which is present on the particular index location. In that particular index location, what we are returning, we are going to get the register number of the particular students. Okay, so if it is matching with the values which we are passing as an argument, then what we are doing, we are going to use the sral dot remove method. What is the purpose of remove method? It is going to be remove the values which is present on this particular array, particular location. Then we are going to mention the delete record values is going to be what? True. Then we are going to print the information deletion done successfully, then break. So or else we are going to print no records found. Now you see all this method is present inside this particular class, so that we need to create an object of this particular class. So now I'm just going to be use the object class name main class. Inside this, I'm just going to be use mc equal to new mc. Okay, so now you see, then we need to pass list of data to the add students. Okay, so for that I'm just going to be pass list of data. Okay, so here I'm going to be pass a list of data to the add students. So student register SR equal to new student register. Here we are going to pass one particular student's data register number, and then next is going to be what? Vinod is a Vinod Kumar Selvarsan is the student's name, and then I'm just going to be pass the next value, which is um what is the next value? Scroll it up. Okay, register number, college fees. So college fees, I'm just going to be mentioned 25.040. Okay, so here I'm just going to mention the department. Okay, so next argument is what? Department only, I hope. Yes. What values? Okay, so it's a department, CSE. Done. Okay, so now you see we are going to, likewise we are going to pass four set of datas. Four set of datas. Okay, so here I'm going to pass four set of datas. One is going to be SR1, sorry, SR1, and then SR2, and then SR3. Okay, so here I'm going to pass the change the values 101, 102, and then 103. Here I'm going to be pass the values as Ashok Kumar, and then Roshan, and then Niranjan. Okay, so here I'm going to be passed the department which is going to be mechanical. Okay, so here AADS and AAML. Okay, that's it. Okay, so now you see we are going to pass all this object SR1, SR2, SR3, and SR to this add method. Okay, so what is the method name for the performing the adding operation? It is add students. So I'm just going to call the method name. Okay, so add students is method presented inside the main class, right? Okay, so that I'm going to use the object of this main class, which is going to be what? MC dot add student. Okay, so here I'm just going to pass all the four object. Okay, so first I'm going to perform adding all the data. Okay, SR, and then SR1, and then SR2, and then SR3. Okay, so once we perform the adding operations, then what's the next thing? We are going to retrieve all the records. Okay, so that is get all the students. Okay, so on get the students by the index values. Okay, so here you see each values is going to be written set of values. So I'm just going to be use the system.out.println. Okay, sysout. Okay, so here retrieve, 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 retrieve by index value. Okay, so index. Okay, so I'm just going to use sysout. I'm going to call this particular method, that is mc dot get students get data by index. Okay, so here I'm going to pass the 0 as an index value. So it is going to be print the Vinod Kumar. Okay, so then I'm just going to use a sysout. Okay, so I'm going to get all the information, retry all the records. Okay, so here I'm going to use sysout. I'm going to call mc dot get all data. Okay, so it is going to be written the entire data. So what's the next operations we are having? That is searching operations. We are going to search if the data is present or not. Okay, so here I'm just going to use searching operation. Sysout, sysout. Here I'm going to pass call the method, that is searching by register number. Here in the double quotes I'm just mentioning search by register number. Okay, star star star. Okay, so then I'm going to, so what values it is returning is that search by ID is returning any values. Get students by register number is not returning any values. Just it is going to be print the statement. So we are going to call this particular method by using the object name, and then we are going to pass the values. MC dot search. So what is the method name? MC dot get students by register number. Okay, so here we are going to print the students register number, mc dot register number. Inside this we are going to be pass one particular student's register number. I'm just going to be pass 103. Okay, so now next thing what we are going to do, so next thing we are going to call the update method. So what this update method is going to do, this update method is going to be receive two arguments. One is register number, another one is name. Okay, so here I'm just going to be call mc dot update students. Okay, so here I'm going to be update the students name. Okay, so here I'm just going to be pass the students register number, which is 103. Okay, so and the name is I'm just going to be changed to Niranjan Vinod Kumar. Niranjan Vinod Kumar. Okay, so now I'm going to change the particular student's record. Then I'm just going to be move to the next one, that is delete student's record. Okay, so delete student's record. Okay, this method also not returning anything. Okay, so that I'm just going to call simply by using the method name. Okay, mc dot delete students record. Inside this I'm just going to be pass one particular students record. Okay, so that is what values we need to pass. We need to pass the register number of that particular students. Okay, so here I'm going to pass the register number of the particular students, which is 101. Okay, now you see we return the logic. Okay, now I'm going to run this program. So now you see, now it is retrieving the entire data. Okay, so that is retrieved by index. We are passing what values we are passing? We are passing the 0. The 0th location is what? Vinod Kumar, right? Okay, so it is printing the Vinod Kumar data. Then here you see retrieving all the records. Okay, so here you find the entire data. Whatever the data we are passing, we are getting. First, it's printing the Vinod Kumar, and then Ashok Kumar, and then Roshan, and then Roshan, and then last one is what? Niranjan. Okay, so now you see we are going to perform this searching operation, searching one or three. Okay, so here what we are doing, we are going to perform this searching operation, searching by register number. Okay, so what values we are passing? 103. So 103 is going to be data of Niranjan. Okay, so we are getting it. Then we are going to perform the update operation. This update operation is done. Okay, now you see the name of the Niranjan is going to be changed to, instead of Selvarsan, it is going to be Vinod Kumar. Okay, so now we are going to remove the data 101. Then the particular data is deleted successfully. Okay, so in case if you want to print the entire data, what it is currently is having means, okay, so you can simply call SRAL likewise. Okay, so why it is throwing error means, uh, it is a static. Okay, so we need to access means it need to be static. So here we can call the data. Okay, so or else we can call the method. Okay, so by using the method we are going to call retrieve mc dot get all data. Okay, so now we are going to run this. We are going to get the output. Hopefully you can able to understand uh, the CRUD operations on the array list. So in case if you like this video, please share this video with your friends, and please don't forget to click the subscribe and bell button. Thank you.